and welcome to the space that gives you inspiration on motherhood, family, marriage, and business, work, job, career, and everything that's in between. Welcome back from February. It's now March. Can you imagine? Just the other day, well, we were just starting 2021, and guess what? We're already coming into March. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. First of all, I'd like to thank you guys. We had over 80 people join us in the purpose course. It was amazing seeing you guys coming up with your purpose, finding it out, being scared, but also being excited about the prospects of what's going to happen in the future. Welcome back from that. Now, as you know, it's March, and we're now talking things like women. It's the month for women, for the girl child, for the woman, for the ladies. This is our month, and of course I had something prepared for you. I still continue to talk about business like I told you guys before, and this, while we still continue, oh, by the way, the Childcare Business Course is still running. It's still coming through. So if you'd like to be a part of that, the link is in the description box. Register and get all the information on the course. But this month, I would like to talk about women and business. And so our theme this month is women in business. Woohoo! Are you excited? I am, and I hope you get excited. In particular this week, I would like to talk about the things you need to consider before you start a business. As a woman, the things you need to consider. I wish some of these things I had been told before. I kind of feel like I stumbled into my business. Like I was so excited for it to work, but then I stumbled into it because everything I did, there's things that I did and I was just like, why didn't I do this fast? And why didn't I do this last? It was just a mess. Some of the things that I'm going to speak about, I'm going to talk about 6 things that you need to consider. And these 6 things are actually the ones that I cover in the Childcare Business Course. So if they resonate with you and it's something that you'd be interested in doing, hey, the link is in the description box. The first thing that we talk about, the first module that we cover, or actually it's a 6-week course. I needed to say that, yeah. The first module that we covered lasts about an entire week. We talk about business visioning. And I feel like for many of us when we are starting our businesses, we look at where we want the business to go. Very rarely do we ever look into how do we fit into the business. How does our vision fit into the business vision? Guys, I kid you not. If your vision, your personal vision and your business vision are not in sync, you're getting ready for a disaster. So the first module that we cover is looking at your business vision. We actually look at your purpose. We look at your vision now that we know your purpose. And then we establish what the business vision is going to be, right? So we need to ensure that whatever business you're starting, it is in line with your purpose, it is in line with your vision, so that we know for a fact your business will last for ages. I'll tell you the truth. We ask ourselves, why is it that businesses in Africa don't last years? And I'll tell you, it's because for most of us, the personal vision and the business vision are different. So when we do this course unit, when we do this module, that's what we talk about and that's what we walk through, because this is a working course, right? So if you're starting, if you don't do this course, that's fine. But if you're starting a business, you need to ensure that your business vision and your personal vision are in sync. Otherwise, you're getting ready for a disaster. The second module we cover is business models. There's a ton of business models. I will tell you, when we were starting the Cradle, we had to look at what business model can we have, right? Because childcare comes in so many forms. Many people have actually come to realize that now during COVID. Unfortunately for my country, our Minister of Education actually closed early childcare centers and preschools and nurseries and kindergartens. And so for people that never understood what a business model can be like and that business models change, they're stuck, right? Now for us, we went online immediately. We changed our model to go online. We changed it in such a way that now we can go into people's homes. They can contact us online to get child carers to go into their homes. Many daycare centers and early childhood centers have not been able to make that shift. Why? Because they don't know that you can change your business model. So when you're starting a business, before you start looking for a location, before you start looking for staff members, before you start, decide your business model. It can be one business model, it can be a mixture of models, but you need to decide what your business model is. The third thing that we look at, which I find exciting, is brand, sales, and marketing. Branding, sales, and marketing. Nobody tells you this stuff, but guys, before you look for a location, trust me, before you look for a location, better get your branding, marketing, and sales strategy in line. And that's one of the things that we talk about in this course. You need to build a brand, and that was actually a statement by Richard Branson, that as you build a business, build a brand. I remember that for the Cradle, that was the #1 seller for the Cradle. We sold the brand before we sold the business. Like, by the time people came to experience our service, they had already heard about our brand. They'd already heard about the Cradle. So I found that it made sales so much easier. If you've heard of the sales funnel, which is what we talk about inside the course, at the attention of the sales funnel, it's the IDA model, right? I hope you know that. If you don't, please sign up for this course. The attention part, the A in IDA, we got so much attention. So we got so many people wondering about this childcare business. And so that's what it helps you with. It lessens your burden on marketing after your business had started. If there's any one thing that we got right when we're starting the Cradle, it was that. Doing our brand, working on our brand way before we ever got a location or started our business. Am I saying that that's when we started advertising? Absolutely not. I'm just saying that all our strategies on that were in place even before we started the business. The fourth thing that we talk about, which is probably everyone's, it's their biggest worry: financing your vision. Guys, I kid you not. I know how it feels. I've been through it, wondering, where will I get the money to start my business? Where will I get money to sustain my business? And I'm telling you right now, if you're a woman that's planning to start a business, start to think of how you're going to finance your vision. I'll tell you something in particular that we talk about during this course. It's that if you can't manage your personal finances, you're probably not going to be able to manage the finances of a business. I'll say that again. If you can't manage your personal finances, you're probably not going to be able to manage your business finances. I take women during the course on managing their own personal finances, because if you don't understand how your personal finances work, there's absolutely no way you're going to make any progress in business financially. And if you know what I know about business, one of the things that crushes our businesses down is our finances. And so before you start a business, think of where you're going to get you're going to finance this vision. Another thing that I talk about during this course is people finance. You don't have to finance your business from your pocket. There's people that are willing to invest into your business. Just the other week, I'd like to announce and congratulate the Cradle, who actually won a grant from the Ministry of ICT, right? An innovation award. A business, we got a grant. You know what a grant means? It's like we don't have to ever pay that money back. Exactly. What are the different sources of financing that a business can get? Yes, businesses get financing. People give businesses money. I promise you, I kid you not. And those are things that we talk about during the course. There's people that are willing to invest in a business like yours. There's impact investors. There's so many sources of financing for your vision. And so we talk about this, and I want you to think through them. Who are the people that are willing to give you money? Or where are the places that you can get money for your business? Right now, during the time when we're closed, during COVID lockdown, we started to sell things that we'd never ever thought of selling before, but that have financed the Cradle to date. We're selling winning plans. We're selling daily schedules for children. We're selling child and caregiver schedules that can be in sync. We're selling activities for children. All of this are PDF downloadable digital products. Or maybe I should leave a link for them right down below, right, in case you're interested. But guess what? We realize that children coming to the center is not the only way we can finance our vision, right? There were so many other things that we could do. And so I want you to sit down when you're thinking about starting your business. Think about the different places you can get money that's not your personal finances or your friend's finances or your uncle's finances or getting a partner. There's so many options out there for you. So that's something that you need to think about. We also think that the other thing that I would say that you need to think about, which is the fourth, and that we talk about during this course, is business services. What services are you going to provide? We talk about the need for us to, I keep telling people there's, I've forgotten who does that, but maybe I'll put it in the description box. But we talk about there's things that people think they want. There's things that they don't want. There's things that they think they want. And there's things that they think they don't want. Trust me, you need to do some form of research to find out what people actually want. So we did a survey very, very recently. And we were looking at family-based care for parents. And we're asking them, what do they want? And guess what? Parents want a high quality of service at the cheapest price possible. So when we were designing our family-based care service, we needed to put that into play. We needed to think about that. We needed to think about what are we ready to lose in order to give them a certain service at a certain price and yet give them the same quality they are looking for. Are they looking for, and then we started to ask ourselves, are they looking for quality or are they looking for convenience? When they say what's high quality exactly? And we found that, well, for most of our parents in that survey, quality meant availability. Like they were calling it quality, but no, they actually meant availability. That's what I was talking about. What people don't know that they want, or what they don't know that they don't want, or what they know that they want, or what they know that they don't want. So just looking at all of those facets, research helps you a lot. So we talk about the different ways you can research for your business in order for you to design a service for them. Gone are the days, guys, when you could produce a service and then try to throw it down people's throats. These days, things are changing. You find a target audience, and then you make a product for them. You create a service for them. We no longer create services or products and then try to get people to buy them. No, you have to come into the market knowing you have people that are ready to buy immediately. And so that means you're going to get the target audience, find out what they need, and then provide them that which they need. The last and final one that we work on, which is a fifth module, which I think you need to think about before you start your business, is location and site readiness. Now, that's when you're okay to go and start looking around for a location. But now, guess what? You're looking for a location, knowing where you want to go, because now you know we've worked on our business vision. You also can look at the brand that you've wanted to create. It will now determine what kind of location you're going to go to. Your brand, the brand that you want to build, right? You've looked at that. 3, you've looked at the business model. What model? If you're going to go online, you no longer need a huge location, do you? No, you don't. You've looked at the money you're going to get, right? And then lastly, you've looked at the business services you're going to provide. Now you can look for a location. Now you can look for a site. One of the jokes that I keep talking about, well, it wasn't a joke because it cost me my business, was that when we started the Cradle, we had so many little things like little toilets, little tables, little chairs, little nice sweet things. And then we forgot about the adults, right? When I say this, I mean they had offices, right? But when they would be engaging with children, there was nothing for adults. So we had sinks that were really low. We had chairs that were really low. Adults were having trouble carrying kids, holding kids. Why? Because there was nothing in our fitting or in our aesthetics or in our furniture that aided them. So we had so many young ladies complain of backache. Yeah. And we lost them because we made a mistake with that. So there is business location, but there's also site readiness. Look, when you're looking to start a business, ask yourself, what are your non-negotiables? I'll give you an example for the Cradle. When we are looking for a location, we absolutely cannot be on the main road. That's non-negotiable because we don't know what if a child walks out of the gate and something happens. Yeah, so we don't do main roads. However, we do the biggest or the busiest or the busiest shortcut to the main road. That's it. We don't have our childcare centers next to bars. So if we go into a location and we find a bar, that's a non-negotiable. Like, we're not going to have that because we're open 24 hours, right? And if we're open 24 hours, that means kids are going to need to sleep. But if there is a bar, they're probably not going to be able to sleep. Don't ask me what happens when we've come in, the environment is serene and all of that stuff, and then we hear that a bar is going to be our neighbor. We're among the people that fight the most. Yeah. Why? Because we have certain non-negotiables for our business location. There's so many things that we talk about. There's so many things to consider when you're looking at a location or a site for your business. All of these things, I want to say, will help you before you start your business. I can't wait to see you next week when I talk about the qualities that women have that make them wonderful business people. See you. Bye-bye. Oh. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Yeah. No? Yes. Comment. That's fine.